Reggie here, and I want to welcome you to another one of my videos. I have to tell you that I am a little flustered today. I am a little flustered because over the weekend I read and reread an article from CBR. And in this article, the author basically puts forth the notion that everything that is wrong with Marvel, DC, and every other comic book company out there could be corrected with three simple things. The person is basically saying manga is kicking comics' tail because of three factors. And I personally find this to maybe be an oversimplification of something that might be a little more complicated. But I will ask the manga readers out there to tell me what they think about this. But the person basically says that manga is winning because of three things: low cost, convenience, and simple stories. That is essentially what this person is saying in this article. They are putting forth the notion that comics are too expensive, and that simply by reducing the cost of the comic, that comics can have the success of manga. And they cite the fact that manga comes in these large volumes of like 160 to 180 pages and costs somewhere between $10 and $12. Now, the challenge with this is that there are collected works out there of comics. There are graphic novels out there that are also inexpensive. So I don't know that cost in and of itself is the biggest driving force behind manga success. And it doesn't matter what reference you look at, manga is winning. Manga outsells comics in terms of units, also in terms of overall revenue, both domestically and globally. There is no doubt about that. But I don't know that cost is the number one driver of manga success. Maybe it is. The manga fans out there will have to tell me whether that is true or not. Is it simply because the individual page cost is super low? And again, there are collected works out there for comics that are inexpensive as well. So I don't know. The second factor that this person cites, the author, is convenience. They literally cite the fact that manga is available at places like Barnes and Nobles. They cite that as, again, the second reason why manga is successful. Comics are sold in bookstores. Comics are sold online. They're sold at Walmart. They're sold in lots of different places the same way that manga is. So I'm not quite sure that convenience, and specifically Barnes and Noble, is the reason why manga is crushing comics. There are only, I think, 600 or so Barnes and Nobles in North America, or at least in the United States. I think there's about 600. There are more than 2,500 comic shops out there, but the person says that's not good enough because comic shops are nerdy places. They are geeky places, and that is not appealing to the masses. Manga is sold in LCSs as well, and the overall number of sales of manga in comic shops has actually increased. So I don't know that it is the geek factor of an LCS that is the problem. I don't know that it's simple convenience as the problem. The third thing that the person cited is easy onboarding for new readers. The fact that comics have this legacy that is decades old, the retcons and some of that other stuff. I would agree that that presents a challenge, but in and of itself, I don't know if the fact that manga is super simple and follows, a linear path of story one through whatever is the reason why manga is successful. I feel like there is something more substantive here. I feel like there is more that is contributing to the success that manga is having versus that of comics. And I would definitely, again, be looking to the comment section because I want to hear from manga fans. I want to hear from people that have read manga. Is it simply those three things: cost, convenience, and ease of onboarding? Are those really the reasons why manga is literally crushing comics? Sound off in the comment section. I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts. If you haven't already done so, I want to invite you to check out a quality publication that I am releasing called Isolation. Our issue 4 is available right now as a Kickstarter on SWOLDIERpublishing.com. Link in the description.
This thing on? Mic check. I just want to make sure y'all can hear me clearly. Yo. Should you practice art, or should art be your practice? I had a question, so I asked it. Not to anyone specifically, but to my inner God, you know? The one that's gonna be a master, the one that's more than a rapper, the one that's an educator, the one that seeks enlightenment. He travels with concepts, he's got the mindset expansive. He understands that his time combined with travel and concepts makes his mind convex. Sort of like when you look at a brain scan, straight off meditation, we was concaving until we had that eternal dialogue that created our dialect. Now we in distinct rooms of pure souls having them conversations, synergy and combinations. You fly and we waiting, Indian style in the go.